everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Jen Pettis, and I'm a nurse researcher and associate at Abt Associates. Thank you all for joining us today as we, in partnership with the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, kick off the second year of the Supportive Planning and Operations Team, or SPOT, initiative. Before I introduce my colleagues on the team, I'd like to turn the discussion over to Jean Goodman, our facilitator, who will go over some information about the technology. After you hear from Jean, Catherine Filio, the Director of the Clinical Quality Improvement at the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, Bureau of Healthcare Safety and Quality, will welcome you all as well. So Jean, I'll turn it over to you at this time.
Thank you, Jen. I just want to go over a few logistics before we get started. First, I'd like you to note that this webinar is being recorded, and that recording will be made available to SPOT participants. All lines have been muted for the start of the presentation. Also, if you would like to ask a question or otherwise communicate with us, please use the chat button. It's located in the upper right corner of the screen. And this is a better view of it. And that will open up a chat box in the bottom right of your screen. You do want to be certain to select the person or people that you want to chat with, and before you type a message, you'll want to choose the recipient of the chat. Your choices are host, which would be me, presenter, who is the person currently showing the slides, or a panelist, and most of the time you'll want to write to all panelists so that everyone sees your question and then the right person can address it. If you prefer to ask your question out loud, you can raise your hand. And when we get to the right time in the presentation, we will unmute your line and allow you to ask your question or make your comment then. And this is the raised hand icon. The main thing that you do need to know, though, is that in order for us to be able to unmute you, you have to have logged into your phone correctly. If you connected by computer, then you're automatically logged in correctly. But if you called in and did not enter the attendee ID, then we won't be able to unmute you when that time comes. If you want, you can call back so that you can do that. You would click on the Event Info tab, and then call in the numbers listed on that screen. You can tell if you're connected in a way that we are able to unmute you if either a computer icon appears next to your name or a phone icon. If it's blank to the left of your name, you can either just stick with chat or call back, your choice. And if you're having problems with any of the technology on the webinar, do please feel free to send me a chat as the host. And with that, I'm happy to hand the platform over to Catherine.
Thank you so much. So first, I want to thank you, our nursing homes, for your continued efforts in your commitment to delivering quality care to the residents in your facility. And I'm excited to introduce the second year of our Supportive Planning and Operations Team initiative and to engage with Abt Associates in this work in the upcoming year and into the next calendar year. As for some of you who may be familiar, Abt Associates is a great partner in this project and for working with you. They've done a lot of work in nursing home quality improvement, both at the federal level and then with other states. And so we're very pleased that they're able to partner with us, and in the upcoming webinar, they'll be sharing specifically some of their communication plan with you and then also some planned activities. The Department of Public Health really sees nursing home quality and quality care to the residents as a priority area and has been doing a lot of work engaging nursing homes and engaging residents in order to best facilitate this, and we really view you, the nursing homes, as well as APT Associates as our partner in being able to achieve this work. So we, again, thank you and are looking forward to the upcoming year and years with you in additional quality improvement work. So I'll turn it over to Jen Pettis at APT Associates to introduce the rest of the SPOT initiative team.
Okay, thanks very much, Kate. I'd like to just take a couple of minutes and let you know who my colleagues are and a little bit about myself, and we will all be working with you throughout the coming year with the SPOT initiative work. So the APT SPOT initiative team is pictured on this slide, and I'd like to begin with introducing you to Donna Hurd, who's a master's prepared nurse and a senior associate at APT. She has extensive background in the care of the elderly, having been a former director of nursing at several Massachusetts nursing homes, and through contracts with CMS and the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality, or AHRQ, she's assisted with the development of training materials related to pressure ulcer prevention, falls prevention, unavoidable hospitalizations, and catheter-associated urinary tract infections, or UTIs. She led the development of training materials for team steps in long-term care, including a series of videos to illustrate teamwork skills. Terry Moore has directed several CMS projects, including the Minimum Data Set, or MDS, Accuracy Project, the study of paid feeding assistance in nursing homes, and the National Data Assessment and Verification Project, or DAVE-2 project, in which the accuracy of MDS was reviewed. She designs and coordinates large-scale data collection efforts in nursing homes and serves as a technical advisor on the Nursing Home Compare 5-star rating system and Home Health Compare Quality Measures project. She served as a senior advisor to APT's Quality Assurance and Performance Improvement, or QAPI project as well. My colleague Rosanna Bertrand is a gerontologist and associate scientist at APT, and she will lead the assessment of nursing homes that participated in year 1 of the SPOT initiative and provide technical assistance and training to SPOT participants. Dr. Bertrand has over 20 years experience in issues related to older adults and long-term care, and she's experienced in nursing home operations, and through APT's QAPI contract with CMS, assisted CMS in developing tools to empower residents and families to become engaged in nursing home quality. Gabrielle Katz is an analyst at APT and serves as the APT SPOT Team Initiative Data Manager. Through APT's Nursing Home Compare contract, she helped research and write recommendations on nursing home satisfaction measurement. And prior to joining APT, Gabby assisted Hebrew Senior Life in implementing a CMMI Model 3 bundled payment program, as well as conducted racial disparity research in nursing homes at Brandeis University. She also spent time at the Massachusetts Health Policy Commission researching trends in state long-term care. And I'm Jen Pettis, and as I mentioned, I'm a nurse researcher and associate at APT, and I'm the APT SPOT Initiative Team Project Director. I began my career as a nursing assistant more than 25 years ago in a nursing home, and have vast experience in healthcare, including past clinical experience, or past experience as a clinical and regulatory consultant to the Division of Nursing Homes at CMS. I have experience in nursing home operations and many years consulting experience as well. Through APT CMS QAPI contract, I assisted CMS to develop and test the focus survey on medication safety systems. And prior to joining APT, I developed the Minimum Data Set, or MDS, focus survey prototype and orchestrated the 5-state pilot of the survey for CMS. And at the same time contributed to and participated in CMS's, the development and pre-pilot testing of CMS's Dementia Care Survey. I share this little bit about our team to let you know who we are, and our team certainly looks forward to working with all of you during the second year of the APT SPOT initiative. And now that you know a little about us, we'd like to find out a little about you. We have a few polling questions for you throughout the program, and I'll ask Jean to just give us a little bit of info on how the polling works.
So if you'll just notice to the right of your screen, there's the question, how many people from your facility, including yourself, are participating in this webinar? And if you could just select A, B, C, or D and choose Submit, and very shortly we'll be able to share the results.
Great, thank you. So if it's just you participating, choose answer A. If there's yourself plus one or two more, so 2 to 3 people total, choose answer B. C is 4 to 5 or 6 or more. And then, Jean, are we able to see them? There we go. There's our results. It looks like many of you have 2 to 3 people participating, so that's great. We're glad to have you participating. And let's find out a little more about who is in our audience. And that is, again, another polling question. We'd like to find out who's participating. And you should be able to check all that apply here. Is it an administrator, director of nursing, QAPI coordinator, department heads, mid-level managers, frontline staff? So if you could choose all that apply in this, that would be great. And you have just about 20 seconds left in the poll, and then we'll broadcast the results of that as well. All right, the poll is ended, and our results should come up here momentarily. Great. I'm happy to see there's all levels of staff, frontline staff, mid-level managers, department heads, our QAPI coordinators, director of nursing, and administrators. So we're thrilled to have you all. We do hope going forward in this second year of SPOT to engage all levels of staff in the activities. We have lots of great learning opportunities planned for you that you'll hear more about that all staff are certainly welcome to participate in. So we will have a couple more polling questions for you later in the program, but let's begin by taking a look at our objectives for this program, for today's program, and that's that upon completion of the webinar, you'll be able to recognize the objective of the SPOT initiative, define quality assurance and performance improvement, or QAPI, recall the significance of the self-assessment to QAPI, and identify strategies that your team can use to complete that self-assessment, to specify the purpose of SPOT technical assistance visits, and to indicate who should participate in SPOT trainings. At the February 2016 Public Health Council meeting, the Commissioner of Public Health announced a new initiative, and that was the SPOT initiative to foster the delivery of quality care in nursing homes across Massachusetts. In 2016, during the first year of SPOT, the department and its partners focused its attention on 40 nursing homes, including yours, identified as having the opportunity to improve their quality of care. Through collaborative efforts, you and the other participating nursing homes conducted QAPI assessments, began constructing performance improvement plans, and worked to implement standardized monitoring of quality improvement activities in your nursing homes. So what lies ahead for 2017? The SPOT initiative will expand to an additional 20 nursing homes that show opportunity for improvement. All 60 nursing homes will be provided with training and on-site technical assistance. Robust QAPI programs can help nursing home teams to foster the delivery of quality care, and the AppSpot initiative team will work with you and your team to strengthen your QAPI program. Before we talk about how we'll do that, let's take a look at the definition of QAPI. QAPI is a coordinated application of two mutually reinforcing aspects of a quality management system, quality assurance, or QA, and performance improvement, or PI. And QAPI takes a systematic, comprehensive, and data-driven approach to maintaining and improving safety and quality in nursing homes while involving all nursing home caregivers and residents and families in practical and creative problem solving. QA is a specification of standards for quality of service and outcomes, and a process throughout the organization for assuring that care is maintained at acceptable levels in relation to those standards. QA is ongoing, it's anticipatory, and it's retrospective in its efforts to identify how the organization performs, including where and why facility performance is at risk or has failed to meet standards. PI, also called quality improvement, or QI, is a continuous study or improvement of processes with the intent to better services or outcomes of the services and prevent or decrease the likelihood of problems by identifying areas of opportunity, testing new approaches to fix underlying causes of persistent or systemic problems, or barriers to improvement. PI in nursing homes aims to improve processes involved in healthcare delivery and resident quality of life, and ultimately PI can make good quality even better. It's important to remember that QAPI amounts to much more than a provision in the federal regulation. It represents an ongoing, organized process that can help nursing home teams achieve optimal results, including by providing residents with the best possible quality of care and life while ensuring their autonomy and safety. So at this time, I have another polling option or polling question for you, and that is just to ask you, what is the objective of the SPOT initiative? Is it to help Massachusetts nursing home teams perform effective root cause analysis of potential adverse events? Is it to foster the delivery of quality of care in nursing homes across the state? Is it to help teams in nursing homes identify ways to engage residents and families in QAPI? Or is it to encourage nursing home leaders to engage frontline staff in QAPI? I have just a couple of seconds left. If you choose your answer and submit that into the poll, when the answers and folks have all logged in their answer, the results of the poll will pop up. We appreciate your participation in polling, and we do hope to have interactive educational opportunities for you throughout your time with us in the SPOT initiative. And the poll has ended, and our results should be coming up here momentarily. Okay, the correct answer is B, and it looks like most folks got that right. However, we believe that participating in SPOT will actually help you do all of these things. Effectively using structured investigative processes is fundamental to QAPI, so that root cause analysis, helping you effectively do that will be one of our goals. Engaging residents, families, and all level of staff, including frontline staff, is also fundamental to QAPI and will provide you with thoughts and opportunities to strengthen your ability to do that. And the tools and education that SPOT provides, we think, can strengthen your ability to do all of these things. Then I have one more polling question for you. And that is, which of the following describes performance improvement, or PI? Is it the specification of standards for quality of service and outcomes? Is it a process throughout the organization for assuring that care is maintained at acceptable levels? Is it C, the continuous study and improvement of processes with the intent to better services and outcomes? Or is it D, is it ongoing in both anticipatory or retrospective? So you just have a few seconds left there. And if you'd go ahead and submit your answers to that, we'll have the results of that poll come up in just a couple of seconds. And again, we appreciate your engagement in the webinar today, as well as in the polling questions that we have. All right, it looks like, again, the majority was right on this one. It is C. All of these things describe QAPI. However, only C, the continuous study and improvement of processes with the intent to better services or outcomes, describe PI. Keep in mind that PI seeks to make good even better. The other three options here do describe QA. So together, QAPI is looking at making sure that you're maintaining those standards that you've established for your facility while you're looking to make the good even better. And at this point, I'm going to turn the program over to my colleague, Rosanna, who will talk about the upcoming SPOT initiative activities, including the self-assessment.
These, can you hear me? Sorry. These include a facility-specific QAPI assessment, virtual learning sessions, technical assistance visits, and ongoing support provided by the AppSpot initiative team. We'll step through each of these activities over the next several slides. The first activity is a QAPI self-assessment. A self-assessment is a critical component of effective QAPI. It represents an opportunity for the facility team to take a good look at the current status of your QAPI program and identify areas in which you're doing well as those areas in which you have the opportunity to improve. After all, in order to improve, you must first understand your opportunity to do so. I have two pictures on this slide, one of a microscope and one of a telescope, and I really think that these do represent the two levels of examination that you'll be doing as part of this assessment. For some questions, you will use the telescope approach that will require you to step back and get a sense of a larger picture. But most of the questions are going to require you look through the microscopic level to really examine the tiny pieces and parts of the larger process. For instance, when you look at systems to obtain and use feedback and input regarding opportunities for improvement within your organization, it will be very important that you take a broad look at the current systems of gathering feedback, and then to examine each of the systems individually to determine whether or not they're effective. We are requesting that nursing home teams who participated in the first year of SPOT complete a QAPI self-assessment and submit it to the AppSpot initiative team by May 26, 2017. These assessments will allow you to compare your status to where you were when you began participating in SPOT and provide us with valuable insights into what technical assistance and training might be most useful to participating facility teams. Those participating in the assessment during year one of SPOT initiative will notice that the assessment tool has been revised and is now significantly shorter than the prior version. You should note that the team used the initial tool as the basis for the new self-assessment and sought to ensure that the revised tool aligned with the 5 elements of QAPI, the CMS QAPI self-assessment tool, and the reform of requirements for long-term care facilities final rule. Both the revised self-assessment tool and the assessment tool used in year one of the SPOT initiative assess important elements of the comprehensive QAPI plan. I'll talk more about the structure of the assessment shortly, but now let's talk a bit about the process for completing and submitting the self-assessment. Remember, the self-assessment is meant to be an honest reflection of your progress with QAPI. The results of this assessment will direct you to areas in which you need to work in order to establish QAPI in your organization. The first step in conducting self-assessment is to identify who needs to be involved in it. A team approach is a vital component of successful self-assessment. It is virtually impossible for one person to have the intricate knowledge of each component that needs to be examined. Ensuring a team approach allows for multiple perspectives on the questions and sets the stage for the entire team to participate in QAPI. You should complete the tool with input from your entire QAPI team and organizational leadership. A multidisciplinary team is best to conduct the self-assessment. Multiple levels of nursing are important to include. For instance, include the director of nursing, an RN, an LTN, and a member of the direct care staff. The QAPI coordinator, administrator, and medical director will have great insights, as will a dietitian or social worker. And there are many, many others that can provide valuable insights into the assessment. Consider gaining resident and family input into the self-assessment, particularly related to those areas addressing how they communicate opportunities for improvement. I'd like to share a few tips regarding completing the self-assessment as a team. Schedule time to meet in person. Maybe schedule an hour or an hour and a half, understanding that you may use less or perhaps a little more time. Ensure that everyone has a copy of the self-assessment to refer to during the discussion. You may even like to provide it to them in advance to allow them to think about the questions a bit. Designate a meeting leader or facilitator who will run the meeting and read each question to the group. You'll also need a recorder who will complete the assessment based on the group's feedback. This may be someone in the formal leadership role, for example, the administrator or director of nursing, or it could be any member of the team. Before you begin the discussion, set some ground rules for it. Right from the start, establish a climate of open communication and respect for each person's opinion. Make sure that participants know that they can feel free to bring concerns forward regarding any area that you will be discussing without fear of retribution. Everyone at the meeting needs to feel free to speak up to identify areas that need improvement. Allow everyone the opportunity to provide input to each question. Some participants may have more insight into certain areas than others, but make sure each person has the opportunity to provide insight into each question. Finally, it's important to keep in mind that all questions may not be completed without some follow-up investigation. For example, you may need to evaluate what's actually happening at the bedside even after you identify that there is a particular procedure in place. Be sure to identify action items and note who is accountable for the follow-up and make a plan to bring the team back together to review the results of the follow-up. Okay, let's move on now to the self-assessment itself and what to do after it's completed. Many of you may be familiar with the 5 domains of QAPI: design and scope, governance and leadership, feedback, data systems and monitoring, performance improvement, or PIPs, systematic analysis, and systemic action. The AppSpot initiative team has based the self-assessment tool on these 5 elements and organized the assessment into 4 domains rather than 5. The first 2, design and scope and governance and leadership, align with the first 2 QAPI domains. The 2 assessment domains combine 3 QAPI domains. Feedback, data systems, and monitoring also includes assessment items focusing on systematic analysis, and assessment items included in the final section focus on performance improvement and systematic analysis and systemic action. After you complete the self-assessment, please submit it to the SPOT email address, which is nursinghomeqi@massmail.state.ma.us by May 26, 2017. Your team can use the results to determine next steps in establishing or strengthening the QAPI program. Now I'll turn the program over to Donna Hurd, who will talk about additional upcoming SPOT initiatives.
Thanks, Rosanna. This year, there are 4 opportunities for your team to participate in virtual learning sessions. These sessions will be held in May, July, September, and November, and teams from all participating nursing homes are encouraged to participate. Additionally, the AppSpot initiative team will record the sessions and make the recordings available to you so that you can share the information with your entire team. Because of the importance of engaging all levels of staff in QAPI, we encourage nursing home leaders to invite all levels of staff from all departments to participate in the learning sessions or to view the recordings of them. Communication about QAPI should be continuous throughout the whole organization. QAPI principles and training should be built into an ongoing facility-wide educational effort involving all levels of staff, residents, and families. Staff education must go beyond a single exposure. The goal of QAPI education is a widespread awareness and continued adoption of QAPI initiatives and QAPI principles. Whether staff view the live or recorded virtual learning sessions, the AppSpot initiative team believes that the material presented will help staff develop a better understanding of important principles of QAPI. Don't forget, these sessions represent great opportunities to help CNAs working in your facility to meet their annual in-service requirement while learning about QAPI.
Okay,
here's
so
a
we'd
polling
like,
question.
sorry. Go ahead.
So we'd like to hear a little bit about what topic or topics your facility team would find most useful. We'd ask you to check all that apply on this poll. So we've given you some options. There's root cause analysis, grounding for all levels of leadership, performance improvement projects, or PIPs, sustainability and monitoring, and there's a last category is other, or E. If you choose this option, please use the chat box to let the team know what additional topic or topics interest you. You can also email the app team any topics of interest, and we will provide the email address later in this program. If you would go ahead, and we're giving you a lot of time here. Think about which topics you might be interested in. Check those off. And also if you want to write in any additional topic in the chat box, we encourage you to do that. This will really help us as we develop our virtual learning sessions. So a few more seconds. Just about there. We should have our results. I think, soon. Are we going to show these results, or maybe not? Oh, there they are. Okay, looks like it's a little bit of everything. Great, thank you very much. This will really help us as we plan our learning session. As part of the SPOT initiative, members of the app SPOT initiative team will visit SPOT participating nursing homes to provide technical assistance. Beginning in July 2017, members of the app SPOT initiative team will visit participating nursing homes to provide nursing home leaders and staff with in-person technical assistance related to QAPI. During the visits, the team members will perform an informal check of progress towards implementing the recommendations resulting from the initial on-site assessment and assist nursing home leadership to develop a comprehensive quality improvement project focused on a specific opportunity. The team will schedule the visits with nursing home management to allow management and staff to be prepared for productive working visits. So let me tell you a little bit about how we will schedule these visits. To facilitate scheduling of the approximately 3-hour-long visit, a member of the App SPOT initiative team will reach out to your facility contacts via email to offer potential dates and times for the site visit. Ask what priority area in which you'd like to focus during the visit, and describe how to confirm the date and time of the visit. The team member reaching out will also describe any necessary follow-ups that will occur prior to the visit and how to send questions and issues that you would like us to discuss on the visit to members of the SPOT team. Prior to the visit, be sure to consider who needs to participate. We suggest you include the QAPI coordinator, members of the leadership team, direct care staff, and residents and families as appropriate. Be sure that individuals with an interest in the area in which we will work are invited. Consider involving people from multiple departments and various levels of staff. On the day of the visit, be ready for approximately 3 hours of coaching and hard work. So we have another polling question. This one is, what is the purpose of the in-person technical assistance visit? Is it A, review your QAPI committee minutes to ensure that you're doing everything that your plan says you will? Or B, carefully assess your status towards implementing the recommendations resulting from your initial on-site assessment? Or C, determine all areas in which your team should target for performance improvement projects? Or D, assist your team to develop a comprehensive quality improvement project focused on a specific opportunity for improvement? There are a few seconds left. Select the response you think is most accurate, and we'll have those results in a minute. Any time now. There we go. Good. The correct answer is D. The app team that visits your facility will focus on assisting the team to develop a comprehensive quality improvement project focused on a specific opportunity. We will ask ahead of time on which area you'd like to focus, so we hope we would make sure that we match our team members to your team's needs. So next I'd like to turn it over to my colleague Gabby, who's going to talk about ongoing support.
Thanks, Donna. Now I'm going to explain how the Apt Spot Initiative team will provide participants with ongoing support via phone and email. The phone calls will be scheduled like the on-site visits. A member of the Apt team will contact you via email to schedule these calls. Telephone outreach by the Apt team will supplement our on-site technical assistance visit to your nursing home by helping us further understand your needs and progress. Several members of your facility team, or perhaps just one or two, will participate in the call. Who comes to the calls is up to the team at your facility. These calls will provide your team with the opportunity to ask questions about QAPI and the SPOT initiative, and will allow the Apt SPOT initiative team to offer feedback regarding your progress. Members of your team can also reach out to the Apt SPOT initiative team anytime. Let me tell you more about that. Ongoing email support will be available to your team. Some examples of what you could ask the SPOT initiative team over email could be if you forgot the name of a particular reference, if one of your colleagues needs an idea for a great resource on root cause analysis, or perhaps you just have a QAPI question. Members of the Apt Spot Initiative team are available via email to all 60 participating nursing homes. If you want to contact the team, send a message to the email on your screen. One of our team members will be sure to respond. If you don't catch this email in time, rest assured this will be recorded and you can refer back to this PowerPoint as well. So just to review the types of SPOT technical assistance activities that you will have the opportunity to participate in 2017, I want to quickly go over this timeline. First, your team will conduct a self-assessment to provide us with insight into what technical assistance and training might be most useful to your teams, and that will be submitted by May 26th. Additionally, you will have the opportunity to participate in 4 virtual learning sessions to help staff develop a better understanding of important principles of QAPI, and those will be held in May, July, September, and November of this year. You will also have telephone outreach and technical assistance visits from us between July and November. Lastly, you'll have access to ongoing email support throughout the entirety of the program through December. The Apt SPOT Initiative team and the Massachusetts Department of Public Health believe that the SPOT initiative can help your team strengthen your QAPI and ultimately ensure the best possible care for the residents in your nursing home. At this time, we'd like to invite questions and discussions. We'd also like to ask that you all complete the evaluation of today's webinar. It will come up as a new tab in your web browser when you close out of this meeting. By filling out this evaluation, you'll help us know what works well and what doesn't in preparation of our technical assistance webinars for you. So we'll open this up to any questions if you want to raise your hand or chat in the chat box.
Okay, we do have a question. One of the participants would like to know where to find the self-assessment forms. Jen, you want to take that one?
Apologize, I thought I was off mute. It's Jen Pettis, and I'll take that question. The self-assessment will come via an attachment to email. In the email, there will be a link to this program, the recording of this program. There'll be information that about the self-assessment, and the attachment of the self-assessment, and that will be a fillable PDF. The fillable PDF you can either use on your computer and fill it out that way. You're also welcome to just print that out and send it back to us as an attachment, a scanned document or something along those lines. If you have technical issues with the webinar recording, we'll include in the message how to get a hold of Jean, who can help you overcome those technical issues. And if you have any question at all about the self-assessment or anything that you heard on today's webinar, we welcome you to use that SPOT Initiative email. And I'm going to just back up to that slide so you see that email. And we're monitoring that email on a regular basis, and one of our team will get back to you with information to answer your question. I also wanted to, I was talking away while I was muted and asking if, Kate, if you had any other thing you wanted, any other thoughts you wanted to share as a result of the webinar, where we can unmute you there, or actually I think you can unmute yourself as well, and we'd welcome to, you to say a few words if you had any additional thoughts.
Sure. Thanks, Jen. And thank you all for a great presentation. I think a great overview of the upcoming activities for the next year. I think one of the things I wanted to clarify is that the AppSpot initiative team is using the Nursing Home QI email address, and that email address will only be checked by the APPS team, and so is exclusively for the use of everybody that's participating in the supportive planning and operations teamwork and for quality improvement, so completely separate from any of our other processes that is going on, and just meant to be, to facilitate for you as, the engaged nursing homes who are doing this really meaningful work. And I think the other point is I wanted to emphasize is the self-assessment will be coming to you, and then we really do hope that you use it as a tool to really reflect on. Many of you initially engaged with SPOT just a little under a year ago, and so I think it's a great check-in point to see how you're doing, and I think really identify areas of opportunity both to have all of this additional help and resources from the APPS Associates SPOT Initiative team, and then also identify areas, within your own nursing homes that you'd like to work on. So, really look forward to this continued work with you in the upcoming year.
Great. Thanks, Kate, very much. And I want to just again mention, if there are additional questions, you can type those in chat, or you can raise your hand and we can unmute your line if you'd rather have the opportunity to say those questions verbally. You will relatively shortly, in addition to receiving this email, the email that includes the self-assessment, you can expect to receive some email regarding an additional upcoming webinar that will provide your team with technical assistance. We're finalizing exactly what that webinar will include, but we anticipate it will be at the end of May or the very, very beginning of June. So watch for that, a notice to come from that shortly. We do hope that when we provide the technical assistance webinars that your whole team will come together as a group. We recognize everyone can't come together all at once, so we'll certainly record those and make them available to your team as well. We do believe that everything that we're going to be talking about with QAPI, frontline staff may not be involved in the entire process, but we do believe that there's a piece of the puzzle with everything that we'll talk about for frontline staff, for mid-level staff, for executive-level staff, and that involving everyone as a team is certainly a key piece of QAPI, and something that we believe coming together to learn together and to experience the webinars together and to be able to reflect on them as a team is a very valuable contribution toward your QAPI. So we do hope that you'll take that advantage. take advantage of that opportunity to come together as a team. And I don't think that we've had any additional questions come in, so I do just want to give one last call for additional questions or comments before we end today's program. We do appreciate your time in the nursing homes. We recognize you guys are busy with lots of different initiatives, and we recognize how important this one is to helping you solidify those QAPI, effective QAPI programs, and we look forward to working with you in the coming year. And as we mentioned before, please don't hesitate to reach out to us via the email address. And with that, I think I'll say thank you all for joining us. It doesn't look like we have any additional questions, and I do want to ask that you'd please take just a moment and do that evaluation for us as well. That'll be very helpful. And with that, I'll say thank you very much and invite you to continue on with the rest of your busy day.